Is being a personal servant something that's serious? Archer looked at Morgan, sweating a bit at the formalities. As I said, it's one of the highest ranks, given that a personal familiar is one who the demon lord picks out to be hers after all. Archer remained quiet. Hero, you say? This guy? Baobhan pointed at him. The man merely remained unfazed. You summoned a hero, given that heroes slay evil, and we are considered evil. So long as you're not a threat to mankind, I won't be forced to kill you. Archer said. Well, depends if I'm not forced to. Archer replied as he scratched the side of his head. There you go again, talking about that vague past of yours. I feel as if you're not being 100 honest with me. Morgan frowned at Archer. Some things are just meant to be kept in the dark, my queen, which is what you're doing, right? Correct? Archer nodded. Moving on, ladies. Archer here, while indeed being my familiar and a hero, he's a spirit as well. A world like that truly exists. Interesting to say the least, and you managed to summon a heroic spirit, Bargist said, as expected of your highness. Truly magnificent. She praised as Morgan nodded with pride. A hero with no legend? Can you truly call yourself a hero if no one recognizes you? Melusine asked the bowman, who remained calm. Hero or not, being known doesn't matter, it's the effort that counts, but all my effort is hopeless in the end. It's not like I made a change at all to the world, no matter how much one tries in the end. All effort is meaningless. Archer said with a frown. His arms were crossed as he thought back to it all. Now his mood has worsened. Any news from the others? Morgan asked Melusine. None whatsoever, ma'am. I see. Peace, for now, is great, but how long until that peace is broken? Either they attack first or we attack. What are you speaking of, my queen? Archer asked. Nothing to worry for my familiar. None of this will involve you if that's what you're worried about. But then again, using you against other heroes can make things smoother. No, I'd prefer you to be my servant. Nothing else. Sigh, that's a relief, Archer said as he relaxed. Or why is the hero from another land scared to fight the big good guys? Archer ignored Baoban Sai's words. She's trying to provoke him, it seems, get a reaction out of him, but he won't fall that easily. Nonsense. I don't know why you're eager to toy with me. Is it because I'm a hero? A spirit? Given that I'm still technically human in the end. But of course I don't think you're all that strong. If you were a hero, like you said you are, you would be famous, have a legend, but hear you saying you have no legend at all. Baoban, enough. Morgan said with a sigh, not liking the argument in hand. Fine. He was boring me anyway. Mother, you could have at least summoned someone with a mouth that talks back. Worry not. He does talk back, only when he feels like it. She's not worth the trouble. It's best to just ignore the words of a toddler. Toddler. Baoban blushed. I am no toddler. See? He talks back when he wants to. Morgan said, Archer, do stop toying with my daughter. Very well, my queen. Archer nodded. Now then, do you think any more of these heroic spirits were summoned? You said they are summoned once a Holy Grail war breaks out, correct? Yes, but unfortunately it seems like there's no Grail to obtain, usually when we're summoned to a war. We obtain all the knowledge of the era we're in and so forth. When I was summoned, I did not get any information. To say that others have been summoned is quite hard to question. Perhaps I should make sure to have my loyal subordinates keep an eye for any abnormal things going around. That would be the best course of action. Archer nodded. I'm not suggesting that you should not take caution. But I do warn to be careful, Archer said with a serious gaze. His heroes surely can't be that strong. Come on. I mean, you don't look strong, nor do you have a weapon. Baoban said, while indeed insulting, the rest can sadly agree. The man looks harmless. My knights are quite capable, Morgan said. Affirmative. There is nothing I cannot defeat, Melusine said. How strong are we talking about? Bargist asked Archer. When it comes to strength, we servants are stronger than humans in the end. We're enhanced super beings in the end. We're but copies of the true heroic spirit that is in the throne, making us weaker than our normal selves. A copy? So the original isn't truly here? Morgan asked. I should have told you that. But correct. Us servants are but copies. Once returning, we'll forget all our memories, and once we get redeployed, a new copy shall take place, so you'll forget then, Morgan asked with a frown, if you were to ever return. Morgan told Archer, I will eventually, each time I get deployed. I remember everything. Why? It's complicated. But eventually I'll forget, for I continue to roam in the afterlife. Archer said with a cryptic tone, servants are capable of many things. Just because I'm not the strongest doesn't mean others aren't as well. I'm one of the weakest in the end. But many are above my league. Don't get me wrong, I myself know what I'm capable and can be troublesome to deal with. But I don't consider myself the best. Interesting. Morgan said with a glint in her eyes, perhaps I'll have to test your capabilities. Morgan said, understood. Archer said with a nod, well then, my knights, you may all head on back and do as you please. The end of the day is almost here, and night shall arrive. Yes, your highness mother. Archer! Pillows! Puff, puff! Blanket! Foosh! Yes. Very good. Morgan said as she lay in her king-sized bed alone, the sensation of the blanket and soft pillow as Archer put her to sleep properly, at least to say she was satisfied. Frankly, I am amused by your household work. Were you perhaps another person familiar in the past? Who knows, maybe, maybe not. Even if I was a familiar of sorts, I may have forgotten those memories long ago, Archer replied without looking at Morgan, cleaning the room of his master with a broom in hand, cleaning off any dust. Morgan looked at her familiar, noticing how focused he is.